Hello and welcome to a tactical history of Liverpool. 3 days after losing the first leg of their Intercity Spurs Cup semi-final against Leeds, Liverpool were back in action domestically, facing Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield. With a team full of new players, Liverpool didn't exactly hit the ground running in the Football League. They went unbeaten for the first 8 matches of the season, however they won just 3 of those games, and soon fell to 3 defeats in September and October. There was a good sign in November when they came back from 2 goals down to defeat reigning champions Everton in what is considered one of the all-time great Merseyside derbies, with goals from new boys Steve Highway and John Toshak.
To Highway. And he's over Hurst's tackle. Man in the middle, and he scored! What a goal! Steve Highway! Used to take the throw. And Highway's off again. And a useful cross! Toshak! Steve Highway, when you think that this time last year he was playing amateur football. This is Lindsay. And here's Lawler coming round. Goal!
This victory was one of just 2 in a spell of 11 games though. From their opening 25 games of the season, Liverpool had won only 8. However, at the end of January, things began to click for Liverpool, beating title challengers Arsenal and Leeds back-to-back. By the time we meet back up with them, they had risen to 6th place, just 1 point behind the day's opponents. After such great success at the start of the 60s, Spurs had gradually faded as the decade went on, finishing the 69-70 season in 11th place. There were some signs of renewal this season though. Having let Jimmy Greaves go to West Ham, Martin Chivers had emerged as an able replacement and would finish the season as English football's top scorer with 34 goals in all competitions. Tottenham would also win the League Cup for the first time, defeating Aston Villa at Wembley. With Greaves leaving for West Ham, Martin Peters made a move in the opposite direction, having felt overshadowed by fellow World Cup heroes Bobby Moore and Jeff Hurst. Meanwhile, teenager Steve Perryman had emerged the previous season. Using them on the flanks instead of proper wingers saw Tottenham change to a 4-4-2 shape. As Mike England had picked up an ankle injury in the League Cup semi-final against Bristol City, Peter Collins filled in at centre-back in his absence. For Liverpool, Bill Shankly made just one change to the team we saw in episode 28. Ian Callaghan dropped to the bench, with Brian Hall taking his place on the right, and Ian Ross brought into the midfield. Tottenham played with a lot more confidence than they did the last time we met them in episode 23. They generally moved the ball forward with short passes, putting together some nice moves to draw Liverpool in. Then on other occasions they would hit long balls to Alan Gilzean, mixing things up. They had a particular focus on their left side. Often tucking inside and playing deeper than a traditional winger, Peters would draw Chris Lawler out of position, and either Chivers or Gilzean would pull out to the left behind him, drawing Tommy Smith out to the flank to create space in the centre. In addition, Cyril Knowles would push forward into Liverpool's half from fullback. Spurs struggled to convert these attacks into real chances though, consistently getting caught out by Liverpool's disciplined offside trap. After just a quarter of an hour, Spurs were forced into rearranging their team, as Joe Kinnear was forced off by injury. This saw Alan Mullery move to right back, Perryman move into the centre of midfield, and substitute Jimmy Pearce take up his usual role on the right wing. Liverpool used a similar strategy to Tottenham. More of a midfielder than a real winger, Hall would often stay back next to Emlyn Hughes and Ross, whereas Steve Highway played further forward, so that Liverpool often resembled more of a 4-3-3. Like Peters, Highway frequently tucked into the middle, while strikers John Toshak and Alan Evans would pull out into the wide areas, just like Gilzean and Chivers. Liverpool were mostly passing short too, knitting together some slick moves in the final third. However, they weren't averse to mixing up with a long ball to turn Tottenham's defence either. After an entertaining but goalless first half, the second started slowly.
His second half now 10 minutes old, and neither side really in the mood somehow. It's been an untidy, scrappy half.
It was Liverpool that gradually began to take control though. We found a lot of success spreading the ball out to Highway wide on the left, and he would cross to Toshak in the box. They were never able to convert one of these chances into a goal though. Throughout the game, Evans showed little glimpses of why Shankly had been happy to part with £100,000 for him. A lovely first touch, some good close control to hold up the ball, or the technical ability to move it on quickly in awkward situations. However, he never truly threatened Pat Jennings' goal. Spurs managed the odd attack, yet never looked anywhere near as good as they had in the first half. It had been an entertaining game, showcasing some high-quality football, yet neither side managed to open the scoring. The result was a good representation of Liverpool's Football League campaign. They were defensively strong, conceding just 24 goals to equal the record they set in 68-69. However, they managed to score only 42 goals, a miserable return of only a goal a game. They went unbeaten at Anfield throughout the season, yet 10 of those matches were draws like today's. In the end, Shankly's new Liverpool finished 5th. Hardly a disaster, but they are a whopping 14 points behind champions Arsenal. They would, however, get one last chance to turn a forgettable season into one to remember. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to support the channel. You can get updates on what I'm doing by following on Twitter and Facebook, links are in the description, but most importantly by supporting Holding Midfield on Patreon. Without financial support, I can't justify the time it goes into making these videos to keep the channel alive while also receiving access to premium content. Thanks for watching.
To all paying customers, other than season ticket holders.
But what about my auntie in Brighton?
At this afternoon's match. A draw has this afternoon been made by Mr. Chris James of the Liverpool Echo, and those who were issued with a voucher ending in a 1 are received. Serial number ending in a 1 holders may apply for the £1